2,000 years ago, the average person in its entire lifespan only lived in a radius of 150 kilometers. Jesus Christ only moved around, the historical person, if he ever existed, moved in a radius of 150 kilometers. And last year, when we could take a plane, it only took us 45 hours to get around the globe, and that was also because of one plane that is being discontinued this year, the 747 from Boeing, the plane that shrank the world. Yeah? So mobility is one of the main things in our entire life. Yeah? It means everything. If you look at Maslow, yeah, the last top level of his pyramid says travel and mobility is one of the main needs of human beings. Once an industry is born, it never ceases to exist. It's always continuing. The only important message is the technology changes. So here we had, in the beginning, in the 1800s, we had railroads, and now we have Hyperloop. So transportation and mobility is a very dynamic sector. Yeah, but the main problem of all of us here, in our brains, in our minds, we have 50 years of advertising spent from the car industry. 50 years, the car industries have told us we have to own a car. So this is why we all still desire, many of us still desire to buy a car. But I say this is changing. We all wait, many startups here, waiting for the tipping point when the average annual cost of owning a car, 8,000 euros per year. I say now, here on stage, in 3 years' time, we will have this tipping point. When more and more people will say, okay, I spent the 8,000 euros or dollars I spent on owning a car every year, I take this money and spend it on other things. E-scooters, bikes, car sharing, all these other things. So in the 1970s, people spent only 3 hours consuming media. And now in the 2000s, people spend 10 hours on average per day in Germany using media, unbelievably. And that is because of more and more platforms. We had internet, we had mobile streaming. The more platforms we had, the more time people consumed media. And the same will happen again, of course, with the mobile and transportation industry. The more platforms and means of transportation we have, the more mobile we will get. And we'll see it here. This is a German slide. We formerly only had the car, the public transport, the plane, the bike, and walking. Now we also have car sharing, we have e-scooters, we have bike sharing, we have all these new inventions, and they will make us more mobile, so we will all benefit from this. The more fragmented we will be, the more mobile we will be as well. For startups, you have to now start thinking about a completely new sector, hygiene. You need to employ hygiene engineers like this guy, Raymond Wang. You need to take people like him on board because you need to think, what do I do actually with aerosols inside my means of transport or with the surfaces? How do they clean themselves? Here, this guy, he invented a new air sucking system inside the cabin of an airplane. Yeah? So if a person sneezes in an airplane, you see that all the germs and the aerosol get sucked out in the bottom of the seats. So that's why no one can get affected, just by some air ventilation. Raymond Wang invented this, and that's people who you will need inside your businesses now, because the consumer will pay for a hygienic, clean mean of transport. The reason why we all have cars is because the city planning was designed like this. So now it's really common for the Western world to own a car, because most cities were designed in the 60s after the Second World War. Yeah. So, but the problem with this is, of course, you see it in this video, it takes a lot of space. Yeah. 200 people in the car, 200 people on a bike, 200 people in a bus or in a train. You can see how much cleverer it would be to have everyone fitted into a train. Yeah, I start this video again. 200 people in cars, 200 people on the street sitting. You see how much space they take up. Now they're all on a bike. Now they're all on a bus. Now they're all on a train. Okay, this is taken. These pictures are taken were taken before COVID, but we see that because of all the new cities, the transport enables a completely new city planning. Now, in even the United States, where we have a lot of car owners and car users, sales for bike has gone up 130%. You can't buy a bike anymore in a US bike store because they're all sold out. And then also, the future never stops. Yeah. In 3 years' time, from Jesus to Hyperloop, in 3 years' time, we will have the first Hyperloop tracks in India. There's 8 Hyperloops companies in the world. One is in Abu Dhabi, one is in India, and the others are in the United States and in Canada. And the first one starting, it will be in India. If you do that, we'll have new mobility concepts coming up when we have the Hyperloop. I show you one last film here. When we have the Hyperloop in 3 years' time, you can take a means of transport whenever you want. Here, this guy, he has to go from Abu Dhabi to Dakar, and he just goes to the train station, to the Hyperloop station, whenever he wants, and then from Abu Dhabi to Dubai. And now, whenever he arrives, his spot will be put into one Hyperloop, and then he gets sent off. So that's why there's no arrival times that you have to, no schedule you have to follow. You can go in a Hyperloop whenever you want to. So this is the world we will be entering soon. And then I can go from Cologne to Hamburg in 29 minutes. Now I need 4 hours in a train or in a car or even a plane, including check-out time and check-in time. 29 minutes from the city center to the city center. That will be different. So let me finish with one thing. What does all this mean? It's your job to restart our industry. Go out, tell the message, become an evangelist. Then Jesus will love you. Thank you very much.